Welcome back to Bookkast, Bestsellers in Minutes. And today we are diving deep into the glamorous and scandalous world of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Ooh, yes, Taylor Jenkins Reid.
By Taylor Jenkins Reid, exactly. And
This one is a popular one.
yeah, and you might be thinking, oh, another Hollywood tell-all, but trust me, this one
It goes way deeper.
goes way deeper than that.
Yeah.
So we've got a reclusive Hollywood legend, Evelyn Hugo, who has been married 7 times.
7 husbands.
7 husbands, and she handpicks Monique Grant,
Oh, Monique.
a relatively unknown magazine reporter, to write her biography.
That's right.
So right off the bat, you're like, why Monique? What's the
Yeah,
deal?
that's the mystery from the get-go, right? Like, what are her motives?
Totally.
Is this genuine?
Is she like a control freak?
Yeah, or should...
Or is there something else going on?
Right, is there something else? Is this some kind of power play?
Totally, yeah.
Especially because Monique is this kind of like, nobody.
Yeah.
By comparison.
Totally. So let's get into Evelyn's story.
Okay, let's do it.
Starting with her early life. She comes from really humble beginnings in Hell's Kitchen in New York.
That's right.
And that difficult childhood really shapes her ambitions. It's like escape or be consumed by this environment.
Yeah, get out or drown kind of thing.
Totally. And escape. She does her first marriages to Ernie Diaz, and it's purely transactional.
Yeah, it's a one-way ticket to Hollywood.
One-way ticket to Hollywood.
She's at Italy.
Yeah, she understands the rules of the game, so she transforms herself into Evelyn Hugo, young blonde.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about changing her looks. It's about embodying the image that Hollywood craves.
Like playing the part before she even gets the part.
Exactly. It's almost like she's putting on a performance before she even steps foot on set.
Right.
And it works. She lands roles, she climbs the ladder, she leaves Ernie in the dust.
Poof, he's gone.
Which maybe says something about the ruthlessness it takes to succeed in that world.
Right. And like she is both a product and a manipulator of the system, right? She's playing the role, but she's using it to her advantage.
Yeah.
And then comes Don Adler.
Oh, Don Adler.
Mr. Princess Hollywood.
He is everything you would imagine a golden age Hollywood star to be.
That's right.
Charismatic, powerful, dangerous.
Ooh, dangerous.
Their romance is a whirlwind. And we get these glimpses into, those legendary parties, those smoky back rooms where deals were made and careers were broken.
Right.
And it's with Don that we start to see these cracks in Evelyn's carefully constructed facade.
Interesting.
There's some hints of controlling behavior and foreshadowing this abuse that will become a recurring theme in her life.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Is this a pattern?
Yeah, what is she drawn to?
Or is it the price of ambition for women in that era?
Right, like how much of this is her choice and how much of this is just the way it is?
Right, and it's just when we're starting to see this darker side of Don
Okay.
that we're introduced to Celia St. James.
Celia.
And remember how I said there's more to this book than just Hollywood gossip?
Yeah.
Well, Celia's arrival kind of changes everything.
She does.
She's Evelyn's co-star in Little Women, and their on-screen chemistry is
undeniable.
But there's something more,
a
connection that runs deeper.
For sure.
And remember, this is the 1950s, a time when being gay was not just taboo, it was dangerous.
Very dangerous.
So the risks they're taking add this whole other layer of tension to their relationship.
Absolutely.
It makes you think, was there like a rebellion against the system, or were they just two souls finding solace in a world that was trying to keep them apart?
Right.
What do you think?
It's hard to say, but it's definitely something that like carries through the whole book, right?
Yeah.
It's this constant question, this like
Thread.
thread.
At the core of Evelyn's story.
Totally. And it forces her to confront her own desires and her ambitions and the sacrifices she's willing to make for both.
Yeah, and speaking of sacrifices, let's talk about those other husbands after Don. There's Mick Reaver Rex North and Harry Cameron.
Okay, husbands number 3, 4, and 5.
It's almost like she goes through this phase of marriages of convenience.
Yeah, like each one is serving a different purpose.
Each one is serving a different purpose.
What is she searching for? Or maybe escaping.
Right. Yeah.
Mick is the rock star.
Yeah.
It's like a rebellion against the studio system.
A total rebellion.
Rex is the sophisticated European.
Yeah.
Like a step up the social ladder.
Yeah. Classy, sophisticated.
And then there's Harry. Harry's different.
Yeah. What's up with Harry?
He's the confidant.
Yeah, he's the one who sees through the facade. They have this really unique bond.
Totally.
A deep understanding of each other.
Like a real friendship.
Almost makes you wonder, if there was something more there.
Right.
Something unspoken.
It's like one of those questions that just keeps coming back up.
Yeah, Reid is so good at keeping us guessing.
She is a master.
Constantly reevaluating our perceptions of these characters.
You think you know them.
You think you know them, and then boom.
Another twist.
Another twist, like the fact that Evelyn eventually has a daughter, Connor, with Harry.
Right.
But it's not a straightforward, nuclear family situation.
Nope.
We find out that she and Celia are co-parenting Connor with their respective husbands.
That's right.
I mean, think about that. 2 women in love.
Whoa.
Raising a child together in a time when that was unimaginable.
Right.
It speaks volumes about their commitment to each other.
Absolutely.
So their willingness to navigate this incredibly complex situation for the sake of their love and their desire for a family.
Yeah.
But then there's the tragedy of Harry's death from AIDS.
Right.
It's a stark reminder of the prejudice and fear surrounding the disease at that time.
Definitely.
And for Evelyn and Celia, it's a devastating loss, a reminder of their precious shared history.
Yeah, like all they've been through.
Yeah.
Really makes you think.
And this is a real turning point in the story.
It is.
For Evelyn, she has to confront her own mortality, her past choices, and the legacy she's building.
It's a moment of reckoning.
And it leads her to her final marriage.
Oh, Max.
Max Gerard.
The one who seems so passionate at first.
Right.
But he's in love with the idea of Evelyn Hugo.
Yeah.
Not the woman herself.
It's classic fame distorting reality.
It is.
Creating these illusions that are impossible to maintain.
And it all leads up to this confrontation with Celia.
Oh, yeah.
Years after their separation.
Yeah.
It's a real cliffhanger.
It's a total cliffhanger.
Leaves you wanting more. Welcome back to our deep dive into the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Okay, so the last time we left off with this big question mark hanging over Evelyn's daughter, Connor.
Right, like what's the real story there?
And why Monique, why her to write the biography? It all seemed a little too perfect.
A little too coincidental, right?
Yeah.
Well, get ready, because this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
Connor is actually Celia's biological daughter.
What?
Yeah, Evelyn and Celia made this pact to have a child together.
Wow.
It was their way to kind of build a family while protecting Celia from the realities of 1950s Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, imagine the pressure back then being gay was...
Not an option.
Not an option at all.
Especially in Hollywood.
Well, especially in Hollywood, yeah.
You could lose everything.
So they had to keep this huge secret.
Right. And for Celia, it's like this double-edged sword. She's so close to her own child, but can't say anything.
It's heartbreaking.
It really is. But it also shows how much Evelyn and Celia loved each other.
Yeah, they were willing to risk everything for their love and their family.
And for Connor, too.
Exactly. So we've got Connor's parentage figured out, but how does Monique fit into all of this?
Right. Remember how Evelyn talked about Monique's father, James Marant, who worked at Sunset Studios?
Yeah.
Well, as Evelyn tells her story, she shares these letters that James wrote to Harry Cameron.
Interesting.
And these letters reveal this whole secret love affair between them.
No way.
Yeah, James was gay, and he was in love with Harry, but he couldn't come out because of, the times.
Wow, so Monique's father was gay too, and in love with Harry. This family tree is seriously tangled.
It is. It makes you think about all the secrets people kept back then.
And how they affect future generations.
Exactly. It adds this whole new layer to Harry's character, too.
Right. We thought we knew him.
Yeah, we're constantly learning more.
It's like we're uncovering these hidden stories that challenge everything we thought we knew.
And it makes you wonder how many other untold stories are out there.
Right. Hidden in the past.
It's like a reminder that there's always more to the story.
Okay, so we've got Connor as Celia's daughter, Monique's dad, in love with Harry. But where does Monique actually fit in?
Okay, are you ready for this?
I think so.
Monique is Connor's half-sister.
Hold up. How is that even possible?
Before Celia married John Braverman, she had a brief relationship with James Grant.
Oh, wow.
And that relationship resulted in Monique.
So Monique is Celia's daughter, which means, oh my God, Evelyn chose Monique to write her biography because she's family.
You got it. She's a living link to Celia and Connor, the 2 great loves of Evelyn's life.
Whoa, this changes everything. It wasn't just a random choice. It was a deeply personal one.
Right. Evelyn is trying to create a legacy to leave a part of herself with someone who understands.
Wow, this is blowing my mind. It makes you think, is she looking for redemption through this connection with Monique?
It's possible, right? Maybe she's trying to make amends for the past.
It's like she can't escape her past all those years crafting this perfect image, and now the truth is out.
And she has to deal with the consequences.
And those consequences are pretty huge. Remember Max, her last husband?
Oh, yeah. He was not happy.
He threatens to out Celia, which could ruin her even after all these years.
It shows how dangerous it still was back then.
Yeah, but Evelyn, she's not backing down. She's ready to fight for Celia, even if it means losing everything.
It's like she's a completely different person.
Right, she's choosing love over ambition, authenticity over image.
And it inspires Celia to break free, too.
She finally leaves John and embraces who she really is.
It's a powerful moment for both of them.
It's like they're finally free.
But then life throws them another curveball.
What happens?
Celia's diagnosed with a rare form of cancer.
Oh, no.
It's tragic.
They finally find their way back to each other, and then this...
Yeah, it's a reminder that time is precious.
But even with Celia's illness, they find strength in each other.
All the hurt, all the betrayal, it fades away.
And what's left is this incredible love.
It's beautiful and heartbreaking at the same time.
They cherish every moment together.
It's a powerful reminder to live each day to the fullest.
And we are back for the final part of our deep dive into the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
It's been quite the journey.
It has been, and this last part is really where the emotional weight of the story hits you.
Oh, absolutely. We've uncovered so many secrets, explored this incredible love story.
And really confronted the dark side of fame and ambition.
But now it's like all the dust settles, and we're left with these really profound questions about life, love loss.
Right, and what it all means.
Exactly.
After all those marriages, all those years in the spotlight, Evelyn has to finally face herself. And ask, was it worth it?
Yeah, did she make the right choices?
And I think Monique, as she's writing Evelyn's biography, is wrestling with that same question, too.
Oh, for sure. She's seeing the cost of Evelyn's ambition.
The sacrifices she made, the love she lost.
And now knowing that Evelyn is basically family, it becomes even more personal for Monique.
I mean, it's not every day you find out a Hollywood legend is your aunt.
Right.
And that your father had this whole secret life.
And a sister you never knew.
It's a lot to take in.
Oh, yeah. Monique's dealing with so many emotions, anger, grief, confusion.
It's like her whole world has been turned upside down.
And for Evelyn, it's almost like she's trying to find redemption through this connection with Monique.
Right. Maybe this is her way of making things.
Right, of acknowledging the truth that she's kept hidden for so long.
But you can't run from your past forever.
Nope. It always catches up to you.
And for Evelyn, the consequences are huge.
Remember Max?
Oh, yeah. Her last husband.
He's not happy about the separation.
Not at all. He threatens to out Celia.
Which could ruin her career even now.
It's crazy how those prejudices still existed even after all these years.
Yeah, it shows how much danger Celia was in.
But Evelyn doesn't hesitate. She's ready to protect Celia no matter the cost.
It's like she's finally found something more important than fame.
Yeah, he's choosing love over ambition.
And that inspires Celia to finally break free, too.
She leaves John and embraces who she really is.
They both realize it's never too late to be yourself.
It's a powerful moment of liberation for both of them.
But then tragedy strikes again.
What happens?
Celia is diagnosed with a rare form of cancer.
Oh no, it's like just when they finally find happiness.
Life throws them another curveball.
It's so unfair.
It really is. It makes you think about how fragile life is.
And how important it is to cherish every moment.
But even facing this devastating loss, Evelyn and Celia find strength in each other.
All the hurt, all the years apart, it all fades away.
Yeah.
And what's left is this pure love.
They spend Celia's last days together just enjoying each other's company.
It's heartbreaking, of course.
It is.
But there's also beauty in it, this acceptance of life's fragility.
And the power of love.
In the end, Celia dies, but it doesn't feel like a tragic ending.
No.
Evelyn, surrounded by her daughter and her friends, finds a sense of peace.
She may have made mistakes, but she lived a full life.
She loved deeply, she experienced great success, and she ultimately found her true self.
And Monique, through writing Evelyn's story, discovers so much more than she expected.
She uncovers her family history, confronts her own insecurities, and finds her purpose.
Yeah, it's a reminder that sometimes the most important journeys are the ones we don't plan for.
And that even in the darkest moments, there's always hope.
And the possibility of redemption.
So what do we take away from The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo?
I think it's a story about love loss, the choices we make, and the legacies we leave behind.
It makes you think about what you would sacrifice for fame and success. And more importantly, what wouldn't you sacrifice?
It's a powerful story that stays with you long after you finish the book.
And that wraps on our deep dive into The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
We hope you enjoyed it.
If you haven't read it yet, add it to your list and join us next time for another episode of Bookkast, Bestsellers in Minutes, where we'll uncover the secrets of another captivating story.
See you next time.